Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time to get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere episode review. Is this a reality show for real, y'all? Because I am side eyeing this whole first episode. I listened to some of Porsha's interview that she did on the Breakfast Club. I watched this episode, and then on Instagram, Jaylee's Corner uploaded a clip of like the first 3-4 minutes of next week's episode. And I said, this is all a scheme that Todd set up to bring us the BS. And that's what it's giving. Y'all know I love me some Auntie Bertha. That's one of my favorite scenes. Hey, Glenda, I haven't watched the episode yet. Is it worth it? Yes. Look, I'm about to be shady. I'm going to be shady. I'm going to give my opinion. But it's Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that's one show that I have not been able to tune myself out of. Like Potomac, that season when they was talking about that lady mama in that shrine, I quit watching and reviewing that whole season. But Atlanta, no matter how much it gets on my nerve, it's one of them shows that I just have to watch, along with Big Brother. Like, no matter how bad a Big Brother season is, I just have to watch it because I love the show. So, yes, watch it, Glenda. You might not feel the same way as me, but I'm side-eyeing everybody because I'm like, is this a reality show, or did Carlos King give y'all a script from Love and Marriage Huntsville or something? Because this is a mess. The very first scripted scene that I saw was the opening, I guess, preview of Porsha. Now, Porsha, we all know you got a banging body, and I'm sure you work out and do whatever you need to do to maintain. But when I tell y'all, Porsha's face was beat down, high glam, in a workout outfit, and she was sitting there bouncing back and forth. You know how them boxers do when they warming up before they get ready to hit the ring, and they just bouncing back and forth, and she telling about her story. And I don't even care because we can scroll up and down Instagram and them blogs, and Porsha ain't told us nothing new. And at the end of Porsha's segment, she turned around to the camera and flip back with her booty to us and take off jogging. Like she really about to run in the ATL with a face full of high glam. Ma'am. No, ma'am. We're going to get into Porsha some more because I'm telling you right now, I hope Porsha got something more to give, because if not, I'm going to be over it quick, fast, in a hurry. And right now, Porsha, you my favorite, probably because you're the only OG that's back to be my favorite. Up next we get Shamea. I can't even be like beautiful gowns, beautiful house, great furniture, designed the hell out of that house. But does that make you a housewife? Like, is everybody all season gonna be like, wow, look at Shamea's house? Is that all she gonna give? Shamea sat in that confessional and talked for 20 minutes about how she met her husband, which I'm sure is a very great story. I wanted to hit fast forward so bad. But I said, no, Angie, this is a new season. Shamea is finally a peach holder. She's a housewife. Hell, she probably the only wife on this cast, to tell you the truth. And I follow Shamea on Instagram, and some people are just Instagrammable. I only need a good picture, a good 30 seconds, That's about it. Shamia in them confessionals, and I was like, girl, you are boring. And you talk on the radio, you should know how to keep people's attention. Sometimes reality TV ain't for everybody. Maybe this is not your lane. I don't know. I don't know. Friend of seemed to be good for Shamia. I don't care how much she paid for her house. I don't care how beautiful that house is. I was extremely bored in the first 5 minutes of listening to Shamia talk in the confessional. The producer even told her, girl, we don't give a damn about how you met your husband. Speed this up. Get to the point, girl. Move it right along. Anyway, a lot of Shamia's... This is what's hard about Real Housewives of Atlanta. A lot of their life story has already played out on Instagram. We've already discussed a lot of what's going on in Shamia's life on YouTube. So I ain't about to go backwards. She has a beautiful family. I love her daughters. We all know the struggle of her second daughter, and it was a surrogate. And I was praying for that baby through the Instagram. Right. It's episode 1. It ain't nothing really for me to talk about with Shamia and that. But I do want to point out, y'all think when it comes to the fashions that Shamia is worse than Giselle? Because later on in the episode, Shamia had a 40th birthday party or some kind of birthday party. And I said, how the hell is everybody that's a guest outside of Cynthia? Because we going to get on Cynthia. How is everybody outside of Cynthia at your party looking better than you? How everybody outside of Cynthia at your party looking more expensive than you? And you the $180 million housewife. And it looked like you done got this dress off of the Fashion Nova for $39.99. And it ain't shit wrong with it, because I got a couple of them $39.99 dresses in my closet for when I have a formal event to go to. But I'm also not taping on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. How Mia of you? To me, you can't come on here talking about you the richest, most wealthiest housewife. You got an elevator that leads to your closet that's probably bigger than my entire bonus room. This is a virtual background, but my entire bonus room, I know your closet bigger. Your closet probably double the size of my bonus room, but you ain't got no fashions in there. You got all this money, but you can't get a stylist to help you out. Shamia, you got to step it up, because I'm not falling for this. Oh, Shamia in charge of the girls. She know everybody in the ATL. She got all the money. She the real rich one, but she ain't carrying herself as such. So until you can carry yourself how you want to label yourself, you still in that friend of. I ain't impressed with Shamia, but let's move on. I believe up next we back to Porsha. Porsha in her lawyer's office. Porsha, why would you use the same lawyer who didn't get you shit the first time? Didn't you walk away from Cordell with nothing but your name? Your original name, because you couldn't even keep Stewart. Nothing but the clothes you dragged in his house in your suitcase is what you walked out of his house. Why would you want to go back to that same lawyer? I would have tried to level up. You know who you should have got? I've always said, whatever lawyer Ludacris had, where he got all that stuff in that custody, that seemed like a good lawyer. Like, Porsha's been too many years. I wouldn't have went back to him. But whatever, Porsha went back to this lawyer, talking about she was so smart because she got a prenup this time, and she found out Simon was, I don't think she said scammer, but he ain't had the money that she thought, and her house was getting ready to go in foreclosure. So she said, I just got to pull the trigger on this divorce so I don't lose the house. Porsha, I called you a dummy when you got engaged to this man after 2 weeks. And you're proven to be a bigger dummy now. I don't care if you got with this man for the money, because I saw some article, you can't believe everything on the blogs, but they said allegedly that Porsha wouldn't even marry this man until she got a copy of his bank statements. He's a scammer, girl. You don't think he could make up some fake bank statements? But anyway, she married this man and she started getting bills about the private jets. They getting caught up in the airport and they can't really get on the plane like she thought. And she was scared her house was going to go in foreclosure. And I really ain't know this man like I thought he did. But I'm like, girl, at the time, didn't you have a 2 or 3-year-old daughter that you got bouncing on this man's knee and you sitting back here now talking about, I ain't really know him? I always thought it was strange, and I'm just more protective of the children. I have my own story that I may share at a later date, but I'm very protective of children being around people and the parents just, that's cool. That could be your daddy, that could be your uncle daddy, whatever you want to call him. I never thought it was a good look for this man that you've known for 2 weeks to be bouncing your daughter up and down on the knee. You leaving that man with your daughter in the house, and Dennis was cool with it too. And then now 2 years later, you talking about, but I ain't really know him. Hey, DN Rocks. I'm already over the Porsha and Simon. What else you got? What else you got to talk about? But I'm already over this Dennis, Drew, Porsha triangle. But we're going to get there. Like, Porsha, what else you got to talk about? Because what you given so far, I am unconcerned. I hate how Kenya is not going to be shown that much. And also, I met Kenya before. She is nice and funny. I've heard good things about Kenya, that in real life, she's a really cool person. I told you a couple of seasons ago, I kind of changed my attitude towards Kenya because I used to did not like Kenya at all. But then she's shown growth, and I don't dislike Kenya anymore, but she got to pay for what she did. I mean, you do silly things. What they say, you do silly things, you get silly prizes. And one of the prizes is getting cut out your job. And it is what it is. But Kenya was on social media talking about, oh, you tried to cut me out the scenes, but my name is the only one that's trending. I wasn't talking about you on the Twitter, but hey, that was just me. That was just me. I do like Kenya. She is a mess. But that's Porsha. Is girl, divorce this man in peace. I don't care. Get it off my TV. Up next, we're gonna get to Drew. Drew, did you see Porsha's interview with the Breakfast Club? Said Britt did something dangerous to Kenya. I seen it, and it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I need to see what Brittany did, or Britt, what she did that was so dangerous. Because to me, if somebody does something where I feel like my being and my daughter's being might be in harm, might be in danger, my response isn't to go to a public event and post a picture of her giving fellatio. That's not a response you do for when you're in danger. You go to the police and make a report. You confront said person and be like, I wish you would, because I'll whoop your ass. We've already seen what Kenya has in her house when you invade her property. We've already seen those videos in the past. So I don't know what they mean by dangerous. I feel like they're playing loose with words because the response doesn't match the danger. Because to me, if you felt in danger, if you put a picture up of me giving some fellatio on a national platform, you about to be in some real danger, because now I'm about to it's on and popping. So I need to know what the danger is. I feel like they're playing loose with words because the response doesn't match what they're saying. And we all know Porsha and Kenya known for lying, especially Porsha. So Porsha don't need to be the one speaking up for you, Kenya. But anyway, moving on. We're at what's the child named Drew? We at Drew's house. Who is Drew talking to at her house? I don't know who was over there. I don't care. Girl, Ralph living in the basement and he ain't allowed to come upstairs. He can't come upstairs. She can't go downstairs. The kids can go down there. But hell, it looked like the daughter went down there and Ralph sent her ass right back upstairs. A mess. I'm tired of them. Kenya and Brooklyn. What about Kenya and Brooklyn? Bree, ain't no telling what name. Y'all know I be saying all kind of names. I don't care about Drew and her husband living in the basement and she living upstairs. Drew starts to set up Dennis is a music producer, and she's been working with Dennis on her new album. Music has been a passion of Dennis's for years. And he hit her up and said, let's get on this project together. Now, I know that's a fucking lie. I already know because we heard Drew singing at the reunion last year and none of us were impressed. You ain't see no other music producers hitting up Drew trying to do a project after she sounded a fool at the reunion. So Porsha feels like, because she said on the Breakfast Club, that she thinks Drew was trying to, I ain't say nothing about Drew being a good or bad singer, but we ain't want to hear that song. I ain't heard no good music. There's a lot of good singers out there that ain't got no good music. I forgot my point. I stop being shady, Angie, and just tell your opinion. Go back to the point. I was talking about Drew. Porsha was on the Breakfast Club, and she said she felt that Drew was using Dennis, filming with Dennis as a storyline. After seeing what I've just seen, I feel like all three of y'all, all three, got together and said, this gonna be our storyline. We gonna have us a little triangle where I'm gonna act like I'm a little bit jealous of you filming with him, and you gonna get a little bit of music producer credit, and you gonna get a little bit of scene with some more music that ain't none of us about to buy or listen to. DM, you buying it? You listening to Drew? We'll see. But I feel like it's a scheme all of them came up with because it just doesn't seem realistic. All of it sounds a fool because we've never heard, if Dennis is some big time producer that's about to break out some big time star, why haven't we heard of him working with anyone else? Doing anything else? We haven't heard of him play an instrument. We haven't heard him hum. We don't even know if he could be on the beat. But okay, Dennis is the music producer. They have an album getting ready to come out. Porsha don't know nothing about it. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe she never know anything about it, but whatever. But that's gonna be Drew's storyline. Her husband is in the basement and she playing around with Dennis in some kind of way. Now, Shamea at some point gets with the two new girls, Kelly and Britt. We didn't really get a lot of backstory about Britt. If we did, I wasn't paying close attention. But Kelly is also going through a divorce. She got 4 daughters. She has some kind of party for her daughter turning 17, and she bought her 17 designer purses. Let rich people do what they gonna do. Rich people gonna do what they gonna do. I don't like Kelly yet. I gotta see more. One, it's very clear Kelly and Britt sat on the same surgery table and said, we want this face because they have the same face, the same nose, the same lips, the same cheekbones. They look like all the girls over there on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Is it just a picture in the doctor's office and you say, I want that? I want the number 8. The fish lips and the Michael Jackson nose. It must be the number 8. It doesn't look good to me, but some people might not like my natural. I don't know. But anyway, what I ain't like about Kelly is they got together and she's with Shamea talking about why Porsha steal that lady husband. Girl, you already know. We 2 years after this, we know why Porsha stole that lady husband. Because she thought he was rich. She thought she was going to be living the Shamea lifestyle. And then she found out it was all a fraud. Girl, focus on the current. She ain't even with that man no more. Who cared if she stole him? She ain't got him no more. I just feel like we going too far backwards. Talk about what's going on with Porsha right now. We already know why she stole that man. We already know. And I'm happy Porsha paid that lady this. Because of course, as a good friend, Shamea went back and told Porsha everything that Kelly said. And when they all got together at Shamea's birthday party, they talked about it. And Porsha just paid that lady dust. Was like, that's really your opening question to me? Why I steal that lady husband? I mean, that would have been a cute opener for Porsha if Porsha wouldn't have took 2 seasons off, and we could have asked her that 2 years ago. But do we really care? I don't care. But I have a feeling Kelly might grow on me because Kelly does get along with a lot of people. I forgot all about Angela, and we got the same name. They didn't really give Angela Oakley a huge package. Based off of the messiness of the first episode, I don't think she's a good fit. I think Angela might have been a better fit if someone like Cynthia was on the show. Maybe if Kenya was still on the show, because she gives me, I'm here for the older crowd. I'm here for the more seasoned, mature ladies. I'm not and I could be wrong. I don't know this lady, but she doesn't give me, she about to be all in Porsha's marital business, that she about to get in the gutter with Porsha, Drew, and Dennis. Like, she doesn't give me, I'm about to be messy with the girls over here. She gives me, I'm going to kick it with Cynthia over here with my champagne and just be cute, because she did look good. Her husband, that's a good man. That's a good man. He said, babe, go in the bathroom and look at your wig. It is sliding. Because she was like, oh, yeah, I'm a little bit hot. He said, go look at that wig. He said, go look at it because it's sliding. And she was like, yeah, it is a little bit hot. My glue is melting. Girl, everybody needs to just go naked. Because I'm telling you, if Porsha don't get nothing else right, she going to have that hair and them outfits together. That go naked, whatever, her wigs be tight. We ain't never seen a slippage, a liftage, nothing off of Porsha's head. I would become Porsha's best friend and be like, give me some of that go naked glue or whatever you glue to your head so I could glue it to mine. Because Porsha wigs are always together. But her man got her together. He said, go look at it and go fix it before you bring your ass back on this camera. And she went and fixed her wig. I think she just pulled that bang around so you couldn't tell that it was lifting. And she probably just had a hope and a prayer and be like, it better not slide off. But they went inside after that anyway, because who wants to have a party in the heat? And that Atlanta heat ain't no joke. No joke. In the preview, Angela and Shamea get into it. Really? About what? I can't imagine the two most boring people getting into it. Whatever. Who the most boring? I guess. We're at Shamea's party, and let me tell you, right here is where I would no longer be Porsha's friend. Shamea is the birthday girl. Everyone is getting to the party around 5:30, around 6:45. Shamea comes downstairs in this awful looking blue dress, but girl, it was yours. Your dress. And she come outside and I'm like, hey, and they like, where Porsha at? I don't know. And then Shamea is getting her gift from her husband. He gives her some kind of Royals. Y'all know I can't say Royals Royce. Y'all know I can't say it. But he gave him one of them $430,000 cars. Some more wealth, but still boring. But she displaying her wealth. And then here come Porsha while Shamea trying to take pictures in her car. Here she, oh girl, this is my best friend. My best friend got a Royals Royce. We got a Royals. And she trying to be in all the pictures. I was like, girl, you could go home. Party's over. Because how you going to be late, fashionably late to my event? It's my birthday. And Porsha did that shit on purpose, talking about, well, Atlanta traffic. If you don't leave by a certain time, you're going to be stuck. But everybody else got their own time. And you don't even live all the way out there in Sugarloaf no more. Now, I don't know where Shamea live, but I thought y'all bought that house in the Buckhead area. Like, y'all live closer to downtown. Now I don't know where Shamia lived, but I just feel like everybody else got their own time. Everybody else, and they had the timestamp like Portia at 6:30 when Shamia was coming down the stairs. You was still getting the back of your wig glued on, so you could have that ponytail. Portia is not your friend, Shamia. I can't wait till you have this scene with her this season. I hope you tell it all and tell it right. This lady has never had your back, but you always had hers. You all and people always calling you her lapdog, and you stay. Portia's my best friend. Portia's my best friend, and she stay slapping you in the face with her bullshit. But girl, if you like it, I love it for you. It wouldn't be me. But anyway, Portia came fashionably late. They came, had a private conversation. Cynthia and Kenya was talking about something. I don't care nothing about it. Cynthia, what happened to my fashion girly Cynthia? Is whatever dress Cynthia had on had to be 3 to 4 sizes too small. We already know you have a nice shape, but you had all the love, all your extra love was rolling all over and out of that dress. It was very unflattering, Cynthia, and I hated that for you. I hated that for you. But you're gonna get it together. You're gonna get it together. Hopefully sooner than later. And that was the end of the episode. The end of the episode ended with Portia confronting Drew about, are you seeing my baby daddy? Girl. I feel like Portia went through all this drama when she could have just stayed with Dennis. Dennis might not have $9 million house money, but he damn sure ain't nowhere near broke. You could have lived a great lifestyle with you and Dennis doing Real Housewives of Atlanta together. He was going to be out in the streets with the hoes. But hell, Simon was too, but you wouldn't have been broke. It seemed like all the men was going to be out there with the hoes. You could have at least stayed with Dennis, and you could have had Pilar, could have had his daddy. You could have let Dennis cheat in peace. You could have cheated in peace. I feel like you should have just stayed with Dennis for all the drama you going through over here right now. Do I think Drew is sleeping with Dennis? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think this is all applied. Portia attacked Dennis and his mom on her spinoff show. She did. And then they were still in each other's face. It ain't like Dennis. I wish a girl would throw a plate at me. And my son still be in her face. They still playing each other's face. Matter of fact, when Drew's sister Allison was piping up on social media talking about my sister don't want your man, and Dennis did not come out to defend Drew. He came out and said, not too much on my baby mama. They still in cahoots with each other. They probably still screwing. This probably was a plot the whole time to see what kind of money this African man had. And then once they seen it wasn't none, they backed out, because I never understood why a man would allow his daughter to be so close and comfortable with some man that your baby mama only known for 2 weeks. All of this shit seemed like a scheme. And I don't care. Best of luck to all of y'all next week, because I'm telling you, go look at Jay Lee's Corner. I'm not going to put that video of the first 3 minutes of Atlanta on my YouTube. But go to Jay Lee's Corner. I'm sure a lot of other platforms have that clip up as well, but I saw it on Jay Lee's Corner Instagram. It ain't nothing but Portia hollering, I don't give a damn if you sleep with Dennis, if you marry him. I don't care what you do with Dennis, but I got a problem with you trying to film with Dennis behind my back. And I said, girl, that don't make a lick of sense. Portia, that doesn't make a lick of sense. You don't care if she lick, screw, or marry Dennis. All violations of friendship. You don't care nothing about that, but you care if she films a Real Housewives of Atlanta scene with him. That's crossing the line. Portia's priorities are all screwed up. I'm gonna be very uninterested if this all they have to give. When we get into the fellatio pictures, how many? Not Dennis the African. Dennis not an African. Dennis was cool with Simon being around Pilar, and it would have never been me. But I'm already over it. I'm ready to go ahead and get to Kenya turning it up. I'm ready to see how dangerous Britt Edie is about to be to Kenya for her to show us these fellatio pictures. Like, I need us to go ahead and fast forward through this season. Because the opener is tied. I'm already over the opener. But I didn't fast forward. I did not fast forward. I watched. Well, supposedly Portia been sleeping with it. It's very clear. It's very clear. I don't think she ever stopped. Because she never looked like she loved Simon. And whenever she looks at Dennis, you can see the love in her eyes. They might as well just get back together. I would not be mad if Portia and Dennis got back together. I wouldn't. Right. I still want to have my daughter on his lap. Portia not that smart and only has not 3 brain cells. This is the same girl that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I ain't gonna go back to that. I ain't gonna go that far back on you, Portia. But I need you to get it together. I need you to drop this act with Drew because it looks like acting. Drew, it looks like bad acting on your part too. I need y'all to drop it. And let's just get to the music. Because how Drew didn't invite any of the ladies of the cast to her birthday party. But Dennis called and invited Portia. It doesn't make sense. I'm not buying it. I'm not believing it. But it gave us something to talk about episode 1. I already have a feeling I'm about to be rolling my eyes episode 2. Let's go ahead and fast forward this thing along. But I will be here for the reviews. So please like the video. If you're in the rewatch gang, get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about episode 1. And if you new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing Atlanta this whole season. And I do a lot of other stuff too. You'll have a good time over here with Kiss My Chicks TV. With that being said, it's time to talk about Survivor, the challenge, and that's it. Survivor and the challenge, because I already talked about traitors. So if you care about Survivor or the challenge, come back. I'll see you in a few seconds. If not, I'll see you next week for the next episode of the ATL. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.